All right, guys, welcome to another SkateNParty interview. This is Ivan, and my guest this week here is none other than Nick Breton. Nick loves math, and he's also a rider for Sayshun, Local 124, and Darkspeed slide pucks. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing real good. Thanks for having me, Ivan.
So, what are you up to like right now these days? Are you just kicking it back in the flatlands?
Oh yeah, just being all flat, waiting for the next race.
Just being all flat and straight?
Right.
For a flatlander, you don't, you hold your own pretty well. What I want to talk about is Vernon. You just came in and got fifth place overall, and from my understanding, that was a lot of tough competition. First off, dude, congratulations. That's badass. Just walk us through, talk to us about what was going on through your head. I mean, each heat was just full of stiff competition, and it was just happens to be the first dry race of the season, and you did really well. So, tell us what was up.
Well, yeah, first dry race, that itself was pretty nice. Racing in the wet all year, which is not too much fun. It's still pretty cool. But coming into Vernon, we were all feeling pretty good, knowing that it was going to be dry. But we came in with a surprise that it was only 74 racers this year, which was a lot smaller than expected. But almost all the heavy hitters, barring a few Californians and Switzer, maybe a lot of the big guys were out. So it was a tough race right from the get-go.
Just kind of in retrospect, just seeing your racing career, I guess you can say thus far, your progression is incredible. And do you credit it to a lot of your traveling, hard work, practice? What drove you to get to this point?
Well, I have no doubt that traveling, going to the events, going riding with people is a really big benefit. Here in 780, we have a really solid crew that we make sure we're pushing each other's limits the whole time. We may not have the best terrain, but we make sure to ride it as hard as we can. It's almost scalable.
Maximize potential.
Well, yeah, a little bike path. You can take the fastest line without scrubbing as much speed. You can kind of scale that to a larger size road. And it's starting to pay off a little bit, I think.
So let's talk about the formula. I remember almost, it was like 2 years ago when I saw your sketch of your top mount. You're like, dude, this is sick. And I was like, yeah, that looks sick. But you made a prototype of your own, and that one, it was fun, but it resembled much like a trampoline, and seemed a little sketchy. But now, 2 years down the road, you are a great addition to the Sayshun roster, and now you have your own pro model. Just tell us about this entire process and what it's like to now have your own pro model, but now your pro model on the market that people are vying for.
It is exciting. It's really cool. I'm glad to be on board. About 3 or 4 years ago almost, I started riding a lot, and I got to ride a lot of boards, a lot of different setups, from drop down to up top, wedging and de-wedging, all that, and I finally got an idea of what I wanted to ride. The only problem being that it didn't really exist at the time. I tried to get some custom builders to make it, and that didn't really fan out, so I figured I'd just...
I remember that. I remember that. I remember that time.
I almost lost some money to
yeah, that's what I was referring to.
It's not around anymore. It's luckily played out pretty well for me. But so I tried building it, and I learned that I'm not good at building boards. It came out proper, just about 10 times the amount of flex I wanted. Even with like 8 layers of fiberglass, you can still use it to spring over a car if you wanted. It wasn't really a downhill board.
Yeah, I remember when we were had that skate session in St. Albert, and you took that board out. I think it was one of the first times you were riding it, and we were all looking like, dude, what the hell is he doing? Like, that looks kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it gave a new feeling to torsional flex for sure. But once Scott picked me up on station, he was willing to sit down and do it, piece by piece, exactly what I was looking for. And I'm just fully excited with how it came out. It's the only board I ride now, and it's doing really well.
Also, another great feature of your board is it doubles as a blackboard, and this must have something to do with you loving math, being a teacher, or, talk to us about that graphics. Probably by far one of the most unique things I've seen on a longboard.
Well, I'm a skateboarder, not an artist, so when it came to the graphic, I didn't really have much of a clue I wanted to do, and luckily, our good buddy Heiko from 780, who's very generous in doing the artwork for both Rogue and High Level Talent.
Heiko rules, man. Just let's pause for the cause and give Heiko a shout out for being one hell of a guy, a great artist, a very active member of 780, and yeah, hats off to Heiko. Sorry for cutting you off, but that was necessary.
We're better off for having him for sure. But he made, almost as a joke in passing, a chalkboard graphic, and we immediately realized that was an awesome idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do some math on there. You can keep track of your outlaw heats. You can, write a message for the day, your shopping list, whatever you want.
It's a multifunctional skateboard.
That's right.